What is your birth order? This is a question that many English learners want to ask. And it's not wrong, but it's not a normal thing to ask in English. I'm Teacher Mike. I help adults like you learn real English that they can use in their daily lives. And today, we are talking about birth order. Before we begin, I first need to make sure that you understand the word siblings, because this is a word that I am going to use a lot throughout this video. So, what's a sibling? A sibling is a brother or sister. I have one brother and no sisters, so I have one sibling. If you have 2 brothers and 3 sisters, you have 5 siblings. And if you have 0 brothers and 0 sisters, you have 0 siblings. Now, as I just said, it's not wrong to ask what is your birth order, but it's not a normal thing to ask. And this is probably because of culture. In some cultures, the age of siblings is very important, even when they are adults. However, in most English-speaking countries, like the US and the UK for example, the age of siblings is not so important, especially not when they are adults. We do ask about people's siblings, but we usually just ask, do you have any siblings? Or, how many siblings do you have? When you ask one of these questions, most people will usually reply something like, I have 2 older sisters, or I have 2 younger sisters and 1 older brother. And sometimes they won't be so specific. Sometimes they will just say something like, I have 3 siblings, or I have 2 brothers. In this situation, if you want to figure out the birth order, you just need to ask more questions. For example, are your brothers older or younger? And sometimes, when you ask these questions, people will tell you about their birth order. To do this, we say things like, I am the oldest of 3 siblings, or I am the youngest of 5 siblings. If you are not the oldest or the youngest, then you can also use numbers. For example, my father is the 3rd of 7 siblings. You can also use the word children instead of siblings. But since you are not a child anymore, I would probably use siblings when talking about the present, and only use children when talking about the past. For example, my father was the 3rd of 7 children. That's not a rule, but it makes it a little bit less confusing. So, as you can see from these examples, we do talk about birth order sometimes. Telling other people about your birth order is a completely normal thing to do. But asking very directly about someone's birth order with a question like, what is your birth order, just feels weird. Like, why do you need such specific information? And again, this is probably just because of cultural differences. And because this video was just about birth order, I didn't give you much information about how to answer the question, how many siblings do you have? Or what to say if one of your siblings is not alive anymore. So, to learn more about those things, make sure to watch this video right here. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.